welcome, everybody. Welcome to So Body Fit TV. I'm Coach Ted. I have a special guest here today, our first podcast, Mr. Montae Neclos, starting point guard at McKinney Tech, Mr. Student Ambassador, Mr. 4.09, President of Men of Tech. So a little bit about this podcast. We're going to be talking about the most incredible talent that we have here in the DMV as regards to basketball, high school basketball, local celebrities, up-and-coming future players, influencers. So stay tuned. We're going to have a lot of different people on. The shows each week will be different. But right now, I want to get into Mr. Neclos and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, you said pretty much everything. Play basketball, part of Men of Tech, student ambassador, trying to stay real involved in my school community. Also, I cook a little bit. I'm a little chef in the kitchen.
All right.
So,
like
yeah.
what? Tell me, what you cook?
I make a little bit of chicken. I make fried chicken, mac and cheese, tacos. Okay. Yeah, just a little bit, something slight.
And what about the grill?
I'm like that on the grill.
Like that?
Yeah, hot dogs, hamburgers, a little bit of chicken.
All right, cool. Yeah. So tell us, where you born and raised at? Where you from?
Born and raised in Southeast DC, right by the Washington View Apartments. Oh. So, yeah, been there all my life.
All right, elementary school, middle school?
Both went to elementary school and middle school in KIP DC, AIM Academy, and Heights.
When did you start playing basketball?
I started playing basketball at the age of 5. My father really started putting me in really a bunch of sports because I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So he just let me kind of freestyle, let me do. I played soccer, football. I started I like football a lot. That was my favorite sport.
What position did you play?
I played running back, quarterback, DN, wide receiver. I was one of them ones.
So you knew you was an athlete early on, and you had something different about you early on.
But then my father coached me. Then I fell in love. I ain't like football no more. So then I think I knew basketball was the one. Yeah, once I started playing that, it just came easy. It kind of came easy to me at a young age.
Awesome. So one of the reasons why I chose you to be our first guest on the show, it wasn't just your basketball ability, it was your high academic standard and how you go about achieving those grades. 4.09, 12th grade year, going into college, has been accepted to LSU, UConn, North Carolina A&T. Tell us a couple other schools you've been accepted to.
FAMU, Clemson, Miles, you said Miles. What else? I forgot. It's a bunch.
A lot of them, basically, y'all. But he was accepted in these schools for his academics. And I tell my players, I coach basketball. I've been coaching basketball for 15 years or so. And I tell my players all the time about having a high academic standard, that one day the air is going to go out to basketball. But it's what you have up here. As we know, you see all these 5-star recruits, 4-star, 3-star recruits. They'll get a D1 offer, but they aren't able to maintain their academic standard at the school to stay on the team. And the next thing you know, they had transferred to a D2. Then they had a D3. Then they had JUCO. Then you never hear from these guys again. And then sometimes they end up in tragic stories. Sometimes we have a success story. Or sometimes they give back in the community in different ways. So now let me get into some of the questions that I have for you here today. So we already talked about you in the kitchen. So you told me that basketball wasn't your first love. It was football.
Football.
And then you transitioned. Your dad was coaching you. I coached my son. I've been coaching TJ since he was like 5 or 7 years old, so I know what that's like. I recently started my own basketball organization called Risk Takers. The reason why I started my own organization was I've been through a lot of different organizations and I've seen how they treat kids. They always recruiting over kids. They never give them a chance to develop, even if they were good enough to be recruited, but they aren't good enough to stay in the program. And I understand basketball is a business, but I also understand the impact of these young men's lives. Me and my wife, we do a lot of things in the community, a lot of giving back, a lot of charitable stuff, backpack giveaways, homeless giveaways, park cleanups. And so there's another aspect of life outside of just basketball. And I want to be able to focus and help these young men reach some of their entrepreneurial goals, teach them about real estate, how to become an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur since I was like 18 years old. I've had multiple different businesses. One of my first businesses was a vending business. I did well at first, but then I just got into real estate, and now I'm in general construction, cleaning. You know, we're looking to do work with the federal government and some other top construction companies that we've already been pre-registered and approved for. So get back to you. Can you tell me about the high academic standard that you set for yourself, and what does it take to achieve, you know, a 4.0? How hard do you gotta work and study?
It's been long nights. Stayed up like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning doing homework. But really, it's just about having like you gotta have goals for yourself, like little mini goals to work on, to stack on, to reach those big goals. So really, I just try to go day by day, make sure I write out all the stuff I gotta do. Like I have a to-do list every day. Make sure knock out every single day. I at least try to knock out. If I don't get to everything by one day, I try to get by the end of the week. So that way I feel accomplished. Because I know it's something, especially 12th grade year, gotta have to do work. And then you got scholarships. Then you gotta still worry about like sports if you're playing sports too. So it's like it's a lot on your plate 12th grade year. So I'm trying to be as organized as much, so that way I don't have a lot on my plate.
So managing your workload, setting small goals, achieving small goals for yourself.
A lot of sacrifices.
A lot of sacrifice, working till 1 or 2 o'clock in the middle of the night. That's what I do. I mean, that's what it takes. And I always tell my son about working hard. You're gonna be average. No one remembers anyone that's average. You know, it's the people that sacrifice. I don't know anyone that has worked hard and never achieved their goals, right? So that's very vital what you're doing, and that's going to make you successful in life. That same work ethic that you have now is going to make you successful in life beyond basketball. So the next thing I had was, now playing basketball, right? Playing basketball to me in the new mecca of basketball, which is the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia area. This is the top area in the country. Like people like to travel to go 500 miles to go win or lose a game. Like, you playing the best teams right here. All of those D1 coaches that everyone in the top 50, they're all right here recruiting. Can you talk to me about what is it like playing in this area, you know, against some of the best guys day in and day out?
It's a kill or be killed mentality you gotta have in DMV. There's a lot of guys that's not really shown under the lights for real, but they still a bucket and still can hoop. It's so much talent in the area that you always gotta bring your A game every single night.
It's like, it's no easy games around here. I tell people that, right? It's no easy games. Even at 8U, 10U, 12U, it's no easy games. It's always going to be one star player, one dominant player on every team. So what do you think is going to take to continue your high academic standard at the next level?
Still having those good habits, making sure I'm not slacking. One thing I do have a problem from time to time is procrastination, so I'm trying to nip that in the bud now before I go to college, because I know the workload is gonna be 10 times harder. So trying to work on my procrastination skills, like eliminating that, so that way I can be good going up when I go in college.
So let me ask you, like, social media. How do you balance your time on social media with your workload when it comes down to like practicing your academics? How do you manage your time on social media?
It's been times where I just have to throw my phone on the bed and I'm at the desk and I gotta tell myself, no, don't touch your phone, because like it be tempting sometimes. Like even I just do one little assignment right back on my phone, like I'll get in a little like a trance, like I'm just stuck on my phone. So I try to make sure I like balance, like being on my phone, but also make sure I'm getting my work done. So it's times I just have to move it out my like surroundings so I don't be tempted to touch it.
Got you. Now switching back to basketball, tell me what was one of your career highlights, something that was very special, memorable to you playing in high school?
I was gonna say my 1,000 career point game. Well, yeah, my 1,000 career point game, because I've been through like, there's so much stuff that I've been through with basketball. So it's like,
tell me some adversity.
8th grade year, I had trials. I didn't make the team. I got cut, and it was that was kind of hard for me, because it was like I've been hooping. I really thought like I was like kind of confident I was gonna make the team and everything, but then I was like I didn't make it. So it was like I was like kind of depressed a little bit, because like basketball is pretty much my everything, kinda. Cause whenever I'm like stressed out, I just go to basketball, go hoop, just release some stress. So not making that team kind of put me down. I lost a lot of confidence in myself. I ain't touched a basketball for a couple weeks. I just went to school. And it was COVID too, so I really couldn't do nothing. That's when COVID just really started to hit. So it was like I was in the house, just on the game, doing nothing for real. And then one of the team moms, Mrs. Erica, but now her name is Mrs. Barber. She reached out to my dad, and then I started playing with my coach, Coach Ralph. That's my guy. Like,
what AAU program?
Ballers United. Started playing with them. Then I started playing with them, got my confidence back up, and then the rest is history. Like, I really appreciate that. Coach Ralph and Coach O, those two guys is really in my corner, been in my corner since 8th grade, kind of helped me be like the basketball player I am today. So definitely them two. And Coach Todd, still assistant coach at McKinley, he was working out with me since I was like, when I was young.
Wow.
So him still being in part of my basketball journey in high school still kind of, like a full circle moment.
Gave you someone that you could trust, right? A trusted figure that you could rely on, that you knew, someone that believed in you. And what is it like to have that feeling of knowing somebody believe in you? What is that like knowing you got somebody that believe in you even when things get thick or when you're struggling?
It's a great feeling because you know through thick and thin, they're going to ride with you forever. So even if it's on your worst day, they still there for you. On good days, they're there for you. So it's like having somebody in your corner no matter what the odds is. It's a great feeling.
Now tell me what some of the AAU teams have you played for?
I played with Team Loaded, Silver Hill Bears, DC Premier, New World. Yeah.
So you played with some of the top teams around here, New World, DC Premier. I forgot the other team you just said. What is it like, playing on those types of teams, playing on those shoe circuits? Is it a lot of pressure? What is it like, playing on those types of teams?
It's way different from high school because, like, high school, you with your team multiple, you're 4 years, but AAU with them like for like 2-3 months. So you can't slack because like you're gonna have people like 8 to 10 players on the team, and you can't. As soon as you slack, another person taking your spot. So you always it's way hard. It's really like you got to bring your A game even more, or you can't slack. You got to your standards got to be way higher than high school because one mess up and you sit on the bench.
Yeah,
yeah. So
I know.
Like,
As a coach, I deal with a lot of upset faces at times, but as a coach, you seeing things that the player's not seeing. And sometimes just going to somebody different can get you a different result. And also, sometimes you make a wrong sub, and next thing you know, the lead you had by 10, now you down by 4.
Yeah.
And, getting your guys back in the game, that's going to get you a W. That's definitely important. So out of all of those programs, which one was your favorite program? And we ain't throwing nobody under the bus, but we just talking about, your experience.
Definitely, I say Ballers United. It's that because they helped me get back to where I was previously playing with that organization I ain't make. But I definitely say Coach Rob playing with DC Premier. That was like
legendary Coach Rob, Milkhouse Coach Rob.
Sir.
My guy, Coach Rob.
Coach
Shout out
Rob
to Coach
Nicken.
Rob. What's up, Coach?
But he helped me because me and him time to talk. He was my first that game 10th grade year. We played Rose at the Milkhouse. That was like my first that was the game I had I got confidence in varsity basketball because it was like that was like a big game. Milkhouse crowd. It was packed. That gym was packed. Even though we lost, I felt like that was my game. I was like, I belong. Like I'm
that
good.
Was your turning point.
That was my turning point. It was like so I always that was my game. So me and him always. And after that game, we always talked. We always had a relationship. Every time I see him, what's up? We talk, catch up. So finally able to get the chance to play with him, it was a great experience. The work condition is OC. That dungeon, it's something. That conditioning is crazy, but it definitely, I was in the best shape of my life playing with Coach Rob. Skill-wise was good. Shout out Coach Tony and them. They was the great. He had his rules, coaching staff helping out a little bit. So all them guys up there, they was great up there helping. It was like family. It was like second home basically. So they treated me good up there. It was just fun with the guys I played with. Everybody, I knew some of the guys since I was like little kids, but some guys I just met. So it was definitely a different experience. And it was my last. That was last year. So it was my last year playing AU ball. I didn't get to finish it though because I fractured my foot. I had an injury. I permanently fractured my foot. So it was like, it was devastating. But the little time I had with them, it was fun.
Awesome. So before, the switching gears and circling back. So one of you said one of your highlights was scoring 1,000 points, right?
Yes, sir.
And that's no easy feat around here, scoring 1,000 points. One, staying at the same school, scoring 1,000 points. What does it take? What's the mindset that you have to have, going into the game and your practicing, your training? What does it take?
For me, I wanted, at first, I was 1,000 points wasn't even on my mind. It was just really, I just try to do whatever I like to win. I'm a sore loser. Like, I hate losing. So it's like, I'm gonna do whatever I can in my power to win the game. So 10th grade year, I had a senior, we had 7 seniors on that team. I was the only sophomore on that team that started. So I averaged like 10 a game. Then 11th grade year, everybody knew I was the only one that was really on that team. So I had to pick up the load, I had to pick up the load. And then I think I averaged like 15 that year. Then in the 11th grade year, I seen it. And I was like on track. I was like, oh, I can do it. So then I wasn't really I wasn't gunning for it, but I looked at this quote. It was this little video by Melo, and he broke down like the way of scoring, like 20. That's five a quarter. So that's a 3 in the layup. Like it's not bad. So it's like once I broke it down, it was easy. But for real, I don't care the score. My goal is to win the game. So if I have to score 20, if I have to get 10 boards, 10 points, if I gotta do, I really do anything to win. So it's like I'm not really the person that care about scoring. So I just want to win.
Got you. So, I follow basketball in the city. I try to follow all of the top players, top coaches. I have a lot of relationships with some of the players. I've trained them, coached them, built relationships with some of the top coaches. But let me ask you this. Who was one of your toughest matchups and why? What are your toughest matchups? Somebody tough to guard, tough to play against. Who was that guy for you?
I had to guard a lot of best guards on the team this year, definitely. So I'm gonna definitely say Q from Coolidge. Who else? I'm gonna say Kimari and Demarion Frazier. Demarion, they both go to Rose. Those guys are kind of hard to guard, but Q, cause he definitely know how to drive. His driving ability going both left to right. He can also pull up. So it was kind of hard, but once I watched him film a little bit, he was still hard to maintain the guard, but I just had to make sure I couldn't let him get the ball before he even touched it. So it was he still got his, but it wasn't easy.
Yeah, shout out to Q. He won the MVP at the Lethal Shooter Classic, man. Shout out to DC, man, and them boys what they was doing. So you're a very passionate guy, right? Yeah. You play with a lot of emotion. How do you handle those emotions when the game is tight, the game gets chippy, there's a lot of stuff being said, a lot of trash talking, a lot of social media hype, all of that? How do you handle those situations?
Well, coming into this season, I knew I was the only senior, so I knew they expected a lot of me out of this year. So I had to mature from, even though I was a junior last year, so I know I had to mature, my mature level had to rise up quicker. So it's I just know I had a lot more on my plate to give to my teammates than them. So it's I had to be the one always be good, make sure they good too. So I couldn't be chippy. If I'm chippy, they're gonna be chippy and it's gonna affect the whole game. So I make sure that I try to lead by example with my action, not just words.
Awesome. So, this is your last year. You got a lot of opportunities in front of you. And I'm gonna bring up Tyron Stokes. He just said he's not gonna play AAU this spring, summer. He's gonna probably reclass up and maybe even go to college. Are you thinking about even playing AAU this spring or summer?
Nah, my goal is to stack up as much money as I can before I go to college. So me and my brother starting a clothing brand coming this summer. And also I'm got me a little job, a little side job.
So tell me about the clothing brand. I love to hear entrepreneur. I'm a businessman. I love to talk to me about it. What's the name?
Sonia Paris. He came up with the name, so he got more info on that.
It's called Sonia Paris?
Yeah, he called Sonia Paris. I really did. He just tagged me along when I was in. I think he started in COVID, so he just really tagged me along with it. So I'm just now getting to the details and trying to learn about it, so then I can put my contribution to the business for sure.
Awesome. So what goals do you have for yourself like going in their first year of college? We already talked about what it took for you at McKinley Tech. And shout out like the McKinley Tech. McKinley Tech is like going from middle school to college for those of you guys who don't know. The academic standard is very high.
Sure.
You're talking about teachers from Syracuse, teachers from some of the top universities, Ivy League, and they absolutely care nothing about basketball.
They don't.
All they care is about your grades, your work, turning in
School.
assignments. They don't care if you're the star player or the 11th man off the bench. They don't care. So could you tell me like some of the things that you think you've learned? We talked about your work habits, but what goals do you have for yourself your first year? Is it academic goals? Is it just, hey, just maintaining, just trying to make it? What's your goals?
Really, I just want to have at least above a 3.2, because I know college grades and high school grades is way different. And also, I want to network more, because my top two colleges are Morehouse and LSU. I've never been to Atlanta. I've never been to Louisiana. So I gotta learn, like, I gotta branch off. I'm branching off. I'm going somewhere that I've never been. So I'm gonna learn how to, like, when I don't know a lot of people, I stay in my bubble. So I'm gonna try to learn how to network so I can try to get an internship by the summer, or like when I'm in school.
Awesome. So I could tell you a little bit about Louisiana. My family is from Louisiana. They're from the northern part, Shreveport, Monroe, Jonesboro area. They Creoles down there, man. They real people. They good people, solid people. Atlanta is a busy city. There's a lot of transplants, just like DC. We got people from all over the world living here, all over the country coming here. The same thing with Atlanta. But those folks that are from Atlanta, they some good, solid people. And I would definitely recommend networking is how you're going to get ahead. Collaborating with folks, just being your true, genuine self. That's always should show up first. A lot of people try to finesse their way, or I'm going to just do this and cut in with this dude, and, just because he got a lick, but it's not genuine. And just as well as you're smart, other people are smart and have common sense as well, too. So they'll pick up on, yeah, Slim just trying to cut in, you know what I mean? All right, yeah. And that's what you hear about, not necessarily the wrong backdoor, but people backdoor you and just leave you on, never answer your call, never return your text, never return your email. So I can always just say, just be genuine in all your approaches and everything that you're doing. So now to a little bit of fun stuff, right? So, the Montae Neclos, the Mr. Superstar, all around academic guy. So how do you handle the success at school with some of the young ladies, being popular, everybody know you? So, like, tell me about that, what that's like.
I just try to stay humble. I still treat myself as like a regular person. I treat myself like I was coming in freshman year, nobody know me. Kind of like, I don't boost my head and stuff like that. I just act normal. Like, I'm a regular student and go to Tech and hoop, that's all.
So you told me you were the president of Men of Tech. What does that mean, and what is that program about?
Men of Tech is a mentoring program that started, I want to say, class of 2019, with the co-founder of Chisholm and Micah. Shout out them too. I still keep in touch with them today. So we kind of like this past weekend we went to this church and we packed groceries and gave them to like the people in like in the community. So just doing a little mentoring stuff, and we just had a little talk about like open discussions about masculinity and stuff like that, what it is to be a man, and U.S. and D.C. and all different types of places. So it was really a great program. I did it because like I want to stay a part of the community. I want to make school as much easy as it can for the people that's coming after me, because I know freshman year I kind of used different programs. Like 8th grade year I came in working out with the basketball team. So freshman, like when I came to school, I was kind of already comfortable because I already knew some familiar faces. So I'm trying to make it as easy as much as possible for kids who are new to the school, so they can be more comfortable. That way they can not just be in the bubble and make it to school like a community, like a whole, I feel like a family.
Awesome. So you hear this guy's not only is he a leader on the court, he's a leader in the community, and giving back is something that's near and dear to my heart. I do that all the time. It's just something I'm passionate about, and a lot of stuff that guys like you and myself will do is not for the gram, it's not for Facebook or all these social medias. This always comes from the heart, man. So if I could give you a word of advice, continue to do that, because you never know who you gonna help. And it seems like, yeah, you might have just did something for a kid now, but you don't know how impactful it was. And so 10 years later, when you see this kid again, maybe he's got a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, or like my son, my oldest son Jerome, he'll be graduating with his doctorate degree. So it's like, he didn't always start out that way, though. He didn't. He was a knucklehead. He was gambling, fighting, busting car windows, not listening. I mean, he was a true knucklehead. He got put out at sea. I mean, it was a lot. But to see where he transformed his life, and I stayed there, and I always told him, I said, man, I know you seem like I'm hard on you now, but I guarantee you when you become a man, you're going to appreciate everything that I've taught you and tried to show you. And now, you know, our relationship is like, you know, it's my son, but it's like my little brother. You know, I like to see him do well. He called me, I FaceTime him, he FaceTime me. So, you know, always continue to give back, man. So talking about clothing, I saw something on your social media a few months ago, like you were a sponsored athlete. What does that look like? How did that happen? And talk about with winning brands. Let's talk about it.
Second and six. He's a brand that he tried to promote. He tried to put the kids in locally in DC, try to put them out there for college coaching to see. He been actually trying to sign me for a good little minute. Funny story, him and T, one of the photographers I'm real cool with, shout out T. They've been talking about me since 10th grade. When we played at Rose, that game we played at Rose, they saying how he liked how I played, like he liked the performance I showed. And T was talking about him as well, but due to like their schedule being busy and stuff like that, he was so busy. So me and him, I think he texted me one of these, like 12th grade, beginning of 12th grade, we started talking a little bit, and we were just trying to find a day, and then he found the day, signed me, and then the rest was history. But it was definitely felt good to be able to get signed, saying like the NIL stuff, like being able to like just popping and stuff like that now, but like it was definitely a good one.
Millions of dollars. You got some of these top female college basketball players who probably would have been selected in the first round, where they're holding off and they're like, well, I'm gonna just go to another school.
More money in college then.
Yeah, the collective bargaining agreement, they're gonna make a lot more money going into the league next year as opposed to this year. And that's just business, right?
Yeah.
That's what we want for young people coming from our community to change people's lives in our community, to change their family lives. So that's kind of what we want. So now circling back to basketball again. So we talked about some of your highs, how passionate you are. So talk to me now on like some of your pitfalls. Like, what was your worst loss of your career, or something that just crushed you as a player?
Championship game, 10th grade year. Having that early success, you wanted more. So it's like getting all the way there, and you lose. It was devastating. I ain't gonna lie. I cried for like 2 days. Like that was one of the worst losses I ever faced. Like when we saw I ain't even wait till the game.
And it was Bar, right? Y'all lost the Bar.
School.
Yeah, I remember Bar.
I remember the game and I put my face in my jersey and just fell like that. It hurt like being right there and you feel like you got it. Like I feel like we were supposed to beat them. Like cause we played them in the regular season, beat them by like 30 or 40. We beat them by a lot basically. And we lost in the championship. So that definitely was a devastating loss. And obviously losing to Cardozo in my state, we lost by 1. That was definitely like that hurt the most because it was my last high school basketball game. But it was just, and then I played against my old coach, Coach O, and so it was definitely Coach Ralph was on that coaching staff too, but like he wasn't at the game, but like playing against them guys, and it was like, it hurt it, cause like I felt like we were supposed to win that game as well, but it was hard. That was definitely a hard moment, cause like.
So since you piggybacking and talking about that Roosevelt game, that was the first game I've ever saw you play. Me and TJ was at that game. We went up there. He was getting recruited. They had just won the city championship at Brooklyn, and they had a loaded team. Loaded team. Shout out to Kai. Shout out to Jordan, Aiden. Man, they was loaded. He was being recruited by Roosevelt, by Coach Rob, and we went up there. He was also being recruited by Coach Ali. And that was our first game. And I forget the guy who was on your team, was the leader that year, the light-skinned kid. Yeah, Real. And, that was my first time just even seeing you play was that game up Roosevelt, and y'all beat. That was a playoff game.
Oh yeah, that was a playoff game.
That was a playoff game.
That was
That was a playoff game, and y'all beat them. And I was like, you know what? I thought y'all had a serious chance to win the championship.
Yeah, I thought.
And everybody said, man, the whole Southeast showed up at the thing, and it was just like a ruckus type atmosphere.
Yeah, it was definitely atmosphere that it was crazy. Like that was one of the best. That was one of the best like atmospheres I played in ever in my life.
All right. So let me ask you this. I'm a coach. I love coaching. I love drawing up X's and O's and developing young people. Do you see yourself giving back or being a coach at some point in your career down the line?
For sure. Like I think basketball, I always want to stay. Even if I don't play basketball in the next level, I still want to stay around it because the game of basketball it just brings joy to me. Like all I do if I get on the game, I'm playing 2K. Like it's always something with basketball with me. So it's like I always want to stay around the game of basketball, no matter what.
In your family, I know I see your mom. Is that your mom I see at the game sometimes?
Yeah,
always.
Shout out my Dukes.
Hey, that's what's up, man. So is there anything else that you would like to tell us about yourself? Anything that we missed or just that you just want people to know about you? Like, I mean, this is a great platform to share people to shout out your Instagram, anything like that. But just tell us anything else that you want us to know about you.
I'm a big gamer. I play the game a lot. I play 2K, Madden, COD, NCAA. So if anybody wants to smoke, I put the gaming tag in there. But I play the game. I'm just a kid. Play the game, like the hoop. I'm really chill. I don't really go out that much. But yeah, we pretty talked about pretty much everything. I want to shout out Coach Rob, Coach O, Coach Ralph. Just shout out my father and my mom for always being there, my brother. Those my backbones. Like we've been through a lot, especially with this basketball stuff. It was nights I was crying. I just felt like I wasn't, high school was hard. Basketball, I didn't know what I was going to do with this basketball stuff once I got cut. That really, being cut from a team was, one of the worst feelings I ever had. Because I thought, it was just, it felt like it was like a down, I wasn't good enough. So it was I didn't even know if I wanted to play basketball again. But I definitely always shout out Coach. Every time I see Coach Rob, not Coach Rob, every time I see Coach O or Coach Ralph, I always show them love because, without them, I don't even know if I'd be this player to this day.
Right.
So them two was one of the best coaches. But yeah, shout out to them for winning the championship. What they doing up Dozer.
Hey, that's what's up. So look, guys, this was our first podcast, and again, I chose Montae not about his high performance on the court, but it's about his academics. I wanted to set the standard high on this show, and for all you other young guys to know out there, it's more to life than basketball. You're gonna have to be able to read, write in the real world to make money for yourself. You gotta think about it. Hey, I started playing basketball, but I failed my grades. Now you're a grown man, grown woman, and you still maybe having not say it's wrong living with your parents, but I know that probably wouldn't be the goal you had to set out for yourself. So if there's any message that we could get out of this today, y'all, is to lock in on your grades, on your academics. This far more important than playing basketball. I saw a post the other day that right now there's over 4,000 kids in the transfer portal. It's only 2,500 scholarships they could give, right? So that's even 1,500 of those players that might not get another opportunity. So it's limited, these high school opportunities. If you ain't a 5-star, 4-star, you're probably not going to get a scholarship. But your academics is going to take you far further than what a basketball could. So, and that, I just want to say thank you, Tay, for coming on the show today, for being our first guest.
Sure.
And look forward to you having much success. I'll be
Sure.
following you, your college journey and life journey, whatever it is that I can help you, assist you with. I'm here to do that. But to everybody else.
I got one more thing.
Go ahead.
For the people that's hard to guard, I got some people up. Flynn, that big tall white boy, Flynn. He was. Hey, I ain't guard him that much, but he know he can control the game. And then two guys, Cam, JoJo. Those definitely. I had to guard both of them when we played them. First time we played them this year, it was a blowout. They came in the gym, ran us out. But in that stage game, we definitely was bumping. But those three people that was one of the hardest people to guard in DCIAA.
Real quick, you played with what I consider one of the other best big men in the city. His name is Marcus Dunbar.
Oh, yeah.
Could you talk to me about playing with Marcus and what it's like?
It's funny. Him in practice, we goof around a lot in practice. But when it come to locking down, he a dog. He a dog. He just know how to control the board. He got midi. Only thing we talk about this all the time. He just got to work on his ball handling, his free throws, and get a little behind the arc. Cause he really a guard. He like 6'3". So once he get that, he gonna be straight. Once he work on that, he gonna run the city for sure.
Yeah, I think so too, Marcus. Let's stay in the gym, keep working hard, bro. Everything in front of you. But on that note, we're gonna wrap this up. But this is for all our future up-and-coming high school players, man. Keep working on your game. Stay heavy in them books.
Sure.
You know, I'm gonna have everybody on that I could. You know, this is what this platform is for. Is to bring on well-known athletes, unknown athletes, up-and-coming guys. So if you want to get on the show, hit me up. But we also not just going to be having basketball folks on. We're going to have some local celebrities on, some influencers. Next week I got a local champion, 10K Trey. He'll be popping on the show. He got a big fight this weekend. Me and TJ going to see him. So if y'all ain't doing nothing this weekend, shout out to 10K Trey and his dad. They'll be fighting down in Maryland Live this weekend. So if y'all ain't doing nothing Saturday night, pop out. We'll be down there in Maryland Live checking them out. And hopefully we'll have him here next week on the show. So other than that, man, thank y'all for joining. Stay tuned, subscribe, and follow us. Peace.